Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Rawesome Kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how I make cutlets with the seitan that I made from scratch. It's very easy. I keep my meat refrigerated in the broth, and right now I'm just going to drain it just a little bit, and then I'm going to slice it and we're going to make some cutlets. Okay, so we're going to start slicing the meat. And I tried it, because my meat came out a little flat, I'm going to probably cut it in an angle so I get a little thicker slice. So I'm going to start off with, and I'm just going to cut, and you don't want to cut it too thin, but you don't want it too thick either. Okay, so this meat, okay, so I'm going to cut this and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do it this way. So as you can see, it's not thick and it's not thin. It's about a 1/4 inch thickness. You can even make it a little thicker if you want. And you just make your slices. These aren't going to be very big cutlets, but they're still going to work for what I'm using it for. And that's it. It's as easy as that. Just keep cutting your meat so you could get some decent sized slices. Unfortunately, this piece of meat didn't come out as, I won't be able to get that many slices out of this piece I have here. But what I could do with the rest of the meat is I could actually mince it up, and I'll mince it up in a food processor, and I will actually have some ground meat to either do some stuffed peppers, or if you want to make some quesadillas, you could flavor it on the Mexican side. So there's many things you can actually do with the minced meat itself. So I'm going to keep cutting till I have enough slices for my cutlets. And when I can't slice for cutlets anymore, the rest is going to end up being minced meat. So I'll just put it back in the water and I can use it another day. So these slices are going to be a little small, but it doesn't matter. And that's it. That'll be my cutlet for now. And this is going to go back into its broth. You could actually even freeze it in its broth and then take it out when you need it, in case you're worried that it might spoil in the fridge, because you can keep it for at least 1 to 2 weeks in the fridge. But if you're worried it's going to spoil, just take it. Either you mince it right away, or you can and then freeze it, or you can just leave it in its broth, freeze it the way it is. When you're ready to do what you want to do with it, you can take it out of the freezer. Alright, okay, so I normally use cornstarch, but because I couldn't get any organic cornstarch, I'm not going to buy anything that's genetically modified, so I'm going to stick with my flour. And in this plate, I mixed my breadcrumbs, plain breadcrumbs, because being vegan, most breadcrumbs actually have cheese in it. So I got some plain breadcrumbs that I'm going to add some cheese myself inside. And I use some panko and some herbs. And at this point, you could use whatever herbs you would like. You could use basil, you could use oregano, any type of seasoning you want, just to season up the bread so it actually has a nice flavor to it. What I will also do is add some nutritional yeast to this. Not only does it give you B vitamins, it adds that nice little cheesy taste to the breadcrumbs that normally come with Italian breadcrumbs that have the cheese in it. So I use the nutritional yeast. So here we go, our breadcrumbs are done. What I do have to make now, because I don't use eggs, I use light miso. And I'll put just a little bit of water and some, you don't want it too thick. Basically, you want to just be able to wet the meat. And the miso itself will add a nice flavor to it. So let me get a spoon. And like I said, you don't need to put a lot. I put about I guess it would be about a tablespoon of miso. And then I'm going to add to that a little bit of milled flax seeds. And that's going to help, not a lot. I would say about another tablespoon of milled flax seeds. And I'm going to add water to this, and I'm going to make what I would call my egg wash. So you want it that it's I can't see how would this be? Let's see. It's still watery, but the flax seeds will thicken it up a bit as it sits here on the counter. I hope I'm in picture here. Yeah. And this will actually get a little thicker as we pass the meat into the flour, then into the egg wash, then into the breadcrumbs, and you're going to see this will thicken up even more. So you might have to add a little bit of water if you see it gets too thick. So it's, yeah. But the miso does add a nice flavor that is a nice surprise when you make your cutlets. This is my little secret. I used to just use chia, or I would use the flax seeds, the milled flax seeds. But I wanted to give this a go, and it was a nice surprise that it actually gave a nice taste to the cutlets. So here we go. We're going to take our slice, and we're going to start off, and we're going to put it in our flour. And then we're going to go straight into the miso. And then we're going to go into our breadcrumbs. Press gently, and you'll see it actually gets a little wider than what it was when you started off with. And I just add a little bit of my breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to add my cutlet. And it's that easy. Into the flour, into my miso, and then straight into the breadcrumbs. And you just press gently, and you'll see that your cutlets, and these aren't super big, but they're still a nice size. Now if you want to cut your meat a little thicker, you could actually make like a scallopini if you're having pasta. These are great if you're going to put them in sandwiches, or if you're going just on the side with some veggies in your plate. Maybe some string beans. Nice Italian dish. Customary dish that we make is cutlets with string beans. And it's just that easy. And when I say they're good, they're good. My beautiful aunt, I had an aunt who unfortunately passed away this year. I actually turned her vegan at 91 years old. And she never felt better. She was just this amazing person, character. And when she tasted my cutlets for the first time, she actually said, "Oh my God, I thought it was veal." Well, no, Tia, we don't eat veal in this house. But she enjoyed them. I would make them for her, and it would just give me pleasure to make food for her. She used to make her own food. She had me shopping for her, and she just would refuse to eat animal products. And she did die at 92, but what she died of had nothing to do with her health. And that's another long story on its own. I'm going to miss her. She was really an amazing, amazing, super strong woman. She was something else. So, back to the cutlets. See how easy it really is? And that's it. You just keep making them. So I'm going to take a little break. I'll give you a little break, and I'll come back when I have more of these done, and I'm going to show you. We're back, and I finished breadcrumbing the rest of the cutlets, and it's really that easy. I just separated them with some plastic wrap. Now, what you can do with this is you can cover it. If, say you have a party over the weekend, you could actually make these ahead of time, and you can cover them well in plastic and refrigerate them. When you're ready for that day, you could actually take them out and start frying them. You could actually freeze them. But I do tell you, you have to thaw them out before you fry them. But you could actually freeze them and fry them. I'm just going to fry just the top 4 to show you what they look like. But it really doesn't take long for them to cook. So I use some sunflower oil, and I'm going to fry just a couple to show you how easy, and it really doesn't take that long to do. You want to wait till your oil is nice and hot. Some cutlets with string beans and mint. That's delicious. You could have some potato salad on the side. You can maybe make them a little thicker, and you can put them next to some pasta with some spaghetti sauce and some vegan cheese melts on top. You could actually cut them even a little thicker and smaller in size, where you can make basically some chicken nuggets for the kids. So it really is versatile. Here's a small one, and it's maybe thicker than this, but these are great for kids. They could dip it in their, I mean, if you're not vegan, you could even dip them in honey, and that easy. Or just a mustard and honey you can make. So you're going to see that these really don't take long. So watch your temperature. I have it on high now. So just watch your temperature, and you keep an eye on them. You're going to see they're going to get golden really fast. And you might flip them over. See, like this one's ready to be flipped. It really doesn't take long to cook these, because your meat's already cooked as it is. And then just have some paper to drain them on. And you'll sprinkle some salt, and dinner is ready. I usually make this over the holidays. We try not to eat too much of this, but my husband does like to have this once in a while in his sandwich while he's at work. But yeah, I make them over the holidays, over Christmas or New Year's when I have family over, because I try not to do too many fried stuff at home, but, you know. So as you see, it really didn't take long. Here's the meat. You just put it to drain. Here's another one. And they're done. It's that fast. And it's really that easy. You could actually just make everything the last minute. But being who I am, I like to prepare my... Now, if my aunt was around, God bless her, she would be having this for her lunch. Oop, let's not lose that. I did break that one. Okay. There you go. And that's it. Presto. Done. Easy. 1, 2, 3. It really is an easy meal to make, and delicious. You don't have to hurt any animals to eat a good meal. You don't have to kill any animals to eat a good meal. You can be kind. I call this kind food. It took me a while to figure out, how do I make all my Italian traditional dishes? How do I do that? Well, I figured it out, and I'd like to share these recipes with you. So it was that easy. I put a little wedge of lemon. That's how I like to have my cutlets. I put a little bit of chipotle mayonnaise. How to make this is very easy. Yeah, it's that simple. It's that simple. It's delicious. They're tender. They're really good. There's not one person that doesn't like this meat. That easy. Very good. And subscribe. There's going to be a lot more Italian dishes that I'll be posting, and I'll show you how easy it is to be vegan without having to go out and harm any animals. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. Delicious meal. Thank you.